Not really different than any other show. I'm going to be coloring Canadian Shield. Although somewhere in the middle, I will be doing a live reaction to Space King or something like that. It's called. I'm not sure. Um, Maybe once a few people get here, I will do my live reaction to that YouTube episode. That's about 17 minutes or so. But till then, we will continue to do what we do. And that's color Canadian Shield. But before we do that, we need to share this out. Yes. No. Maybe. Okay. Go live. Cross Comics After Dark. Already got a like. Have you shared yet? I hope so. There we go. I shared it on the Facebooks. I guess time to share it on the Twitters. Time to share it on the Discord. Okay, here we go. Right in the Discord. I open down. Okay, time to go share it in some rooms on the Twitters. Or do you prefer the X? What do you prefer it be called? The live stream of the Dillons. Okay, we're almost done here. We're gonna be starting soon, eh? There we go. We start some more. Okay, here we go. Wait, well, we need the right thing. There we go. Need to switch to the live chat too, eh? There we go. What you doing, mate? Okay. You know what? We did Canadian Shield on this thing this morning for Panel 1. I guess now we be doing Panel 2 and 4. Then we'll go back and do that bloody bloke. Absorb. Or Larson Winters, as he's called here. 'Cause Rick didn't write a script where he's actually the full villain yet in full costume. Zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, we already got the white. We don't need to get it again. We just need to poke it. Select the right bloody colour out of the two. Red and white. That's what we got. Red and white. What's it matter? There we go. There we go. Yeah, we're almost done. Yeah. So, we're gonna go tonight till we have Canadian Shield on these 2 pages and Absorb done, because we want this done before we go to bed. We meant to be home earlier, but winter storage unit, did a bunch of work there, and then hung out with a friend for a bit, and then came home. Didn't, 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 didn't. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, how are you today? It doesn't look like anybody's here yet. Pooh Bear, we need to do some stuff. Skibba-ba-boo, boobity-boo. My name is Rickety-Doo. No, it's not. It's time to go down. Down, 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 down. Okay, looks like we don't have the right thing here. We need the black to create the emblem, because he did not put it on. There we go. That's the emblem. Emblem. Oh, I think that's absorbs. Okay. Okay. Looks like we got it here. Small, but it's there. And it's, yeah. I was gonna say it's back or upside down, but it's not. It's just really, really small. They're not supposed to be that small. You can barely notice it. Okay, so we got that one done. Let's go put this other one on. Yeah, ba-ba-da-ba-do-ba-dee. Oh, and then of course I guess we need to go fix the leg one up too. Uh,
Hey Tim, the return of Cross Comics After Dark. Maybe, maybe not. It's a one shot because I was doing this late at night tonight, or fairly late at night. I figured instead of just coloring because I did a coloring this morning. Hey, I'm doing it at night. Why not? It's dark out. Cross Comics After Dark. I don't know whether I'll do this normally on a Saturday night or not. I could. It might be start later, like 10 or 11, depending on what time I get home from doing things that I'm doing on a Saturday night. And if you want to jump in the Discord, feel free, Tim. I don't know. He was back for a couple days for some off-air hangouts. Well, you should have heard the beginning of this. The voice I was doing. Um, but he hasn't been back around. He seems to go in and out of his live stream stuff off air hangout like a yo-yo. I'd actually like to be getting on him on here soon to be drawing up some snowdrift. Because I got to recolor the first 6 pages because I lost. How long has it been since? I'm not sure what he's been doing. How long it's been since the last After Dark? Let me see. Although I did have to search my channel for After Dark to get the image for the thumbnail. Well, what do you know? It's been like 2 years, pretty much to the day. The last one was October 2nd, 2023. Then before that, it was August 29th. Joshua, I was just saying that, and he says it's a one shot go. Well, I said there's a possibility of bringing it back. Uh, I could do Saturday nights when I get home. Sometimes I'll be at home all day, or sometimes I might be out on Saturdays. I might be out on Saturdays starting after October, but when I get home for 10 or 11, I could start it up for an hour or two. So, what's the difference between After Dark and the other streams? Right now, nothing. Although in the middle of this one, sometime in the middle, if we can get enough people here, well, maybe even we don't get enough. About 10:30, I'm gonna do the live reaction to that Space Nut King or whatever. But I guess I was supposed to let down my hair a little. What hair, Rick? You got no hair now. Be a little bit more loosey-goosey with the rules. No, it said Space Night. Used to be High Noon, which was awesome. And then After Dark. And I did have the 5 o'clock shadow. Before Rex did. Just remember that. It was me that had the 5 o'clock shadow first. Don't let Rex forget it. No, he came up with the idea by himself. He was shocked to find out that I had did it like a year or two before him. And I only did that for like about a month. So Rex Christian, he has his own channel. Um he usually goes live about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Do, do, do. Let's see if I can find it. His channel. Put a link to it. Devil Flyer. He does Devil Flyer. His channel's Devil Flyer Momentum. It's Christian as far as I know. Are F-bombs allowed on After Dark? Allowed After Dark? Sparingly. Very, very sparingly. And hello, Flit. Were you going to come on? Were you able to get your mic set up? Oh, Flit. I just saw something here. For when we were talking about me not messing with your artwork, which I have for the most part, no problem. But if I'm like doing the coloring and I find a little nib that goes over like this, am I allowed to erase it? Or do I have to call you in to just erase that? I got no problem either way. It's just save a lot of time for me. We need Risey to come on. Yeah. Hey, Outcast. And Joshua's. Oh, right. Now I remember. Do you join his streams? I have been on his stream a few times. Yeah. Yeah, well, if you can get Risey, I wouldn't mind him coming on. It's been a while. Although I don't think he's on YouTube really much anymore. Okay, give me a sec. I need to find an example of what I was talking about. Okay, let's see if I zoom out a little bit whether I can find an example. Okay, this isn't the best example what I'm about to show you, but you see right, yeah, see right here how there's that little black nib coming from this line over, flit. I was asking that I get that you don't want me to touch your artwork, we'll say for the most part. And but what I mean by that is if there's like a little nib, can I like just erase the little nib like that? While I'm color, if I find one while I'm coloring. I had one over here, but it was a little bigger, but well, I was first of all, why would I bother correcting something so minor? Because I see it and it messes with my mind. and and I guess I'm asking just on the off occasional blundering chance of something that you miss. And I know that normally your lines would be very, very clean. I'm just asking if I happen to somehow, by freak chance, come across it. And the fact that I wouldn't come across it makes me even happier. And Outcast says, "Hey Tim, I'll be drawing Melvin." Oh, Outcast, thanks for that Canadian Shield Inktober thing that you did. Flit does have really clean lines. Yeah, well, this guy doesn't clean up his lines. Aren't ash cans black and white anyways? This is true. They are. And I probably won't check, but eventually I plan on all the ash cans being colored and put in a book together for my 7 major characters. And then that's going to lead to some story in the comic book, some story arc. I don't know when or whatever, but so yeah, you're probably right. In the ash can, I probably wouldn't even see it because I wouldn't be zooming in to try and color it. But say I got you on another project that would be colored. I have questions. Okay, well, if you want to come on, we can possibly address them, or you can get in a call sometime this week, and we can address them. You can write them in the chat too if you want. How do I join? You're in my Discord, right? Or are you in my Discord, Flit? Do you have Discord? I am not. Well, hey, Herman, how are you? Well, there is a link in the description, but I will put a link in the chat as well. Just in case you can't get to. So there's the link to the Discord. Hanging with the homies. And yeah, anybody that wants to come on, feel free. You guys know you're all welcome. Or hopefully you know you're all welcome. And then once you get in the Discord, it's the on-air voice chat, and I might have to give you a role, and we might actually. Let me check the Discord. Okay, he just came in. Where is? Add role. We'll give him a B-lister. Okay, yeah, you gotta look for the on-air chat. Voice chat. Flit. It's under voice channels. And I should be able to hear you. I'm just gonna keep an eye in. Hey, Flit. Uh, can you hear me? And
You hear me?
Yes, I can. You want to talk again? I just want to make sure that chat hears you. Flit, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay.
How do I mute myself?
You
I found it. Never mind.
okay? We hear him. Okay, and people hear you in the chat. It's been a while
How's
since I've
my
heard.
how's my mic quality? Is it
It's
decent? Does it
it's
suck?
it sounds great to me.
Okay.
How does he sound to you guys out there in YouTube land? It's been a while since I heard your voice. I was thinking you sounded different for some reason.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing. I guess. What's it supposed to mean? It means I have a bad memory.
Yeah, no, explain yourself, Rick.
I don't know why I was thinking your voice sounded different for some reason. Maybe I was thinking yours
What
was
did you
more
think it sounded like?
I don't know. I can't. Just different. But then again,
Different how?
uh, maybe I was thinking of your voice more as marsupial voice. I don't know.
So you thought I sounded like marsupial?
Well, I was thinking. Remember, if I stop and think back, it doesn't sound different. But before you came on, I wasn't really thinking about it, and it's like, okay, one sec, he sounds different than I remember. I don't know why I was thinking it sounded different. But you got to remember, it's been what, 3 or 4 years since we've been on a chat together in a call, however you want to say it. Is this an R-rated stream? I don't know. It could be. Flit's on. No, there's not
I'll
going to
watch
be
my
nudity.
language. I'll be good.
But you can come on, Alpha.
Is there going to be nudity? I don't know. The chat's clamoring for it, Rick. Should I take my top off?
Well, you could, but they're not going to be able to see it.
Should I press my bobs up against the monitor?
You could, but again, they're not going to see it because, well, right now.
Yeah, but they're gonna know. They're gonna know it's there.
He says, "No, it's after dark. It sounds dirty." Well, I think it's supposed to sound a little dirty, a little risque.
Tim wants it. He's got his pants off right now just thinking about it.
Tim says Rick being rated R would be a shocker. Hey, this is rated R for sure. R for Rick. And Tim is like, who is this joker? This is Flit. So what are your questions about the Snowdrift ash can?
Okay, let me pull up the script. Figure out where I put that. I guess my first question is this what comic book scripts are generally like?
I think
Like,
there's.
is this pretty typical for comic book script, or?
I think it's similar, but I don't think it's exact. I've seen some DC ones that look a little different, or maybe a lot different. I'm not sure how to. Then I thing, like when I started writing scripts, I had never seen a DC or Marvel script, so. Alpha says Rick does not follow the script format, so.
Okay, well, I've never read a comic book script before, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I get it. And guess what? like I said, before I started doing them, neither did I. I know I probably need to start putting in a lot more description type stuff and all that.
And that's
I gotta find a happy medium where the artist has some freedom to do something, make it their own in a sense, and what I would like, which a lot of times when I'm writing a script, I have no idea what I'd want exactly.
okay,
From
because that's what kind of brings me to, I guess, my overall concern with this script is that there's nothing here.
Yeah, except
Um,
dialogue and some minor
it's
direct.
just it's just a monologue. That's all it is. There's um, at panel one, you've got a description, I guess, of your opening shot, and then the rest of the entire script is just monologue.
Yeah,
There's no direction. There's nothing. So
yeah.
like would I be expected to like just come up with all of this stuff on my own?
Well, I guess taking
You
some.
have
Well, I haven't thought of it outright. Like obviously, I guess take a few clues from what's in the dialogue, what to maybe put in. For thing like here. Let me bring up the script myself.
yeah, because there are I was thinking like all of page two, for example. Like I can envision what exactly to put in each panel. Um, well, I guess for the first half of page two, but so for example, I'm going to need a lot more information. I'm going to need you've got this starting off in this the Holy Warriors space
Space station.
station, Alpha
Yes.
Omega 1. I have
Yeah.
no idea what this looks like. I have
Yeah.
no idea
Yeah.
where this is located. Just in, so I'm going to need
Yeah. Yeah. I
visual
figure.
references of it.
Yeah. That I figure you definitely would need. Okay, so she's sitting at the console saying, so yeah, you definitely need some, stuff for that, a basic look for that, and I do have some pictures. I've showed them on here a while back. Um, but
But so like go down to page two,
yeah, I'm just
starting with
moving.
panel 4. It just says, with no details, a tragedy struck. I have no idea how I'm supposed to render something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what tragedy. I don't know. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
like, that's the kind of thing. Like, I would need a lot more detail
Yeah.
to actually render something.
Yeah. See, that's referring to part of her origin story where um she's I know you haven't read number one, I'm pretty sure, or Snowdrift, but basically she's in the 1950s. She assigned um, a, um, a scientific expedition to the Canadian Arctic. She gets to choose her team. They go up there. She goes out for a walk one day. A freak snowstorm hits, and she gets lost in it, frozen in time for 70 years. And 70 years later, she's found and unthawed, and she ends up finding out she has powers. So the tragedy struck is her getting going out for the walk. Snowstorm hits, and she's under the snow and ice for 70 years. And again, like, I guess it, like you said, unless you've read Snowdrift 1, you wouldn't have no clue what that means.
Right. And I think my point is that, like, if you're going to hand somebody a script,
Yeah.
They should at least have some details in here. Like, because the way I'm reading this is that it sounds like you wrote this as you're just imagining the little square um, bubbles. What are they?
The captions.
Narration bubbles
Yeah.
in each panel, rather than describing what you want to see in each panel.
Yeah.
And so
A
so
lot
I'm
of
going
the,
to need, like I said, a lot more detail
yeah,
on
yeah,
something
yeah.
like this.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like, fortunately or unfortunately, sometimes I don't know the detail till I go. you know, like I go, you know, I write the script. I'm not sure whether I even have a picture in my mind when I write the script, what's going to be seen. You know, a lot of times I decide that when I go to, if I'm drawing it up myself and I know somebody else is drawing it up, so I need to try and think of what I want. And that's a fault of mine. I've got to start learning to do that, especially in the new scripts that I'm writing. Hey, yeah, it's sort of that is Joshua saying, so it's a recap of Snowdrift 1. Well, just more where she, you know, gets stuck in the tragedy of getting stuck in the snowstorm and, you know, not being found till 70 years later.
Yeah, that one panel. The
Yeah.
the script is just basically her backstory, as far as I can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, it's just to give people a little bit of who she is, you know, what she's about a little bit, you know, up until the point where it's supposed to be recorded, you know.
Rick,
Yeah.
how much of this can I rewrite?
Um, it depends on what you mean by rewrite. Like, uh, like Alpha went and I did something very similar with the Canadian Shield Ash Can. You know, and here, let me bring it up on screen. Window, docs, and let me make sure you can see. Okay, so dash can. Oh. So,
Is there a push to talk feature
yeah,
or like
there
a
is.
push to mute?
Push to talk, yeah.
'Cause that would be a lot easier if I could assign mute to a key rather than having to click over to this tab, click this stupid little microphone. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Joshua says, I thought ash cans were side adventures. They can be various things. It depends on how big. It depends on what the thing. You know, so although you're here, we have, you know, Flitz went over this, you know. He kept in my dialogue and then he went, you know, saying what he might put in, you know, showing, you know, for whatever I put, you know, like a rugged, you know, he put for panel 1, a rugged hero superhero stands confidently against the city skyline wearing a futuristic suit emblazoned with a shield emblem, you know. Now that, and he did 2 different treatments for it, you know, and, you know, I made some notes on with what he had put in, you know, what I liked, what I didn't like, you know. So I'm not sure what, like I said, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by rewrite. If you mean just go and put in whatever description that you might think best. Is that more what you're meaning, or?
I'm actually just meaning cleaning up the narration a little bit.
Okay,
so it flows. Okay, so page 4, panel 5.
Okay.
Are we allowed to like fully discuss this on stream, or is this supposed to be kind of secretive?
I don't care. Hey, I wouldn't have said, I wouldn't have invited you to do it on screen, you know. I'm like, For me, it's
Okay,
how
well,
comfortable
I don't
you.
know. Some people are really whatever about this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So
some people are really anal about it, and I
yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
and I get that. But you want to know something? I drew up Canadian Shield One all on thing. I've left very little secrets about my stuff while I'm going through it. Eventually, maybe in the future, I might be a little bit more. Let's think, and I do hide some details from people, about what's coming up in the future and different things, like people have talked about Canadian Shield's love interest. I know who I want his love interest to be eventually. But I'm not telling people. I've told some people off air. I've told some secrets about Snowdrift off air to people that I'm not telling on air. And none of this has any of those secrets that I don't want anybody to know yet.
What
So,
up?
hey, Tim.
I had a question.
Can
But-
we finish our conversation first, Tim?
Oh, okay.
So this panel 5, page 4. I'm just the reason I'm asking is because it just reads computer transport down to my dwelling in the living room.
Yeah.
And that just reads really clunky to me. Like
Yeah,
I don't
it probably
know
should be
that a
computer
human would speak
transport.
like that.
Probably should be more.
So I would just
transport
spit.
me down to my dwelling in the living room. Does it sound better?
I would just say, computer, take me home. Something simple to the point, because the way this script reads is that she seems like she's sort of, I don't want to say bitchy, but kind of like that, kind of like a tough girl or whatever,
Yeah.
where she doesn't really want to, or she's not the type of person to like dwell on needless stuff. She just gets straight to the point. Is that a fair assessment?
A little bit. Well, like I said, she grew up in the well, maybe again, this is stuff you don't know about the character. She grew up in the 1920s. She went to college during World War II. So she has sort of a different attitude towards, say technology and stuff today, and she likes her life a little private, So the fact that she's doing this whole monologue stuff about what she's about and all that, a little bit against her will.
Yeah, because it's clear she doesn't want to do this. Like in the script, it's clear that she doesn't want to do this.
Yeah. She doesn't think it's a good idea or whatever, and she just doesn't want anybody to know. And I wanted that to come across, that she does not really want to do this. So, so it's good that you got that out of that for sure, But I don't want to make her... yeah, but I don't want her too bitchy, yeah. And I guess that's another thing why I probably, except for forgetting the word me there, is I'm trying to have her a little bit speaking a little bit how much she might have spoken in, people might have spoken in the 50s. I don't sure.
So a little, like some anachronisms in her speech patterns and things like that.
And just language a little, quote unquote, dated, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And, she's also a scientist, so she has she likes to be a little fancy with her words too, sometimes. No, Tim. We were just talking about one thing. You're okay to stay here, and I'm sure we'll get to you.
Yeah, you could stay, Tim. I just wanted to finish this up before we dipped off to a different subject.
All right, wrong button. Yeah, I just I didn't know you guys were in the middle of a conversation when I hopped on.
Yeah, and I had to get this out because I wouldn't have remembered it. Like if we had dipped off to a different subject, I would have completely forgot what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was just a simple question because I used to do this when I was working. I'd have a script and then I'd also have the storyboard. First I'd send like the storyboard and then I'd break it down. But I'd do it like one page at a time.
Yeah.
That's usually how I did it.
Yeah. Maybe I need to make up storyboards as I do this sort of stuff off air, but when I'm writing stuff, so I have an idea what I want. And I get, like I said, that's probably my biggest problem is sometimes I don't write enough in for description. I want to give the artist their free reign, but at the same time, I'm probably not descriptive enough. They're like, oh, duh, what do I do?
Oh, so that's how you think I sound, huh, Rick? I see how it is.
No. That's
No. It's good that it's out there, Rick. It's good that it's finally out there.
Oh, now you've
That's
done
how
it.
you really feel.
No, that's not just you. That's
No.
everybody.
Don't try to backtrack now. We know what's up. This is how you feel about your audience. This is how you feel about the people who work for you.
The truth is out now, Rick.
I'm just teasing you, Rick.
Yeah, I know. It's just I say it in like obviously I'm saying it ironically.
Yeah, I know.
You've got me confuddled now. Like you've given me something and I'm supposed to make hide in her hair. I'm coming in the middle of something and I don't understand it. Why do you have to confuse me so much, Rick?
Well, I guess, and my concern is like, if I start doing this, right, I don't want to have like all this stuff sketched out and then you going on stream and then just tearing it apart for 6 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
I know you've never done that before. I know that,
No, not
there's
at
not
all.
something you'd ever do, but
Well,
He never said you could do it behind the scenes. Huh?
well,
You would never know.
yeah, I know I've been bitching a lot about my latest artist. Well, my second to latest artist. But like I liked Alpha what he did completely with the ash can. There was a few minor corrections here and there that I did had to have done. Like I did technically mess with his artwork a little bit because in putting the captions in, I had to move some artwork up or down in the panel. That was about it, But other than that, I didn't really touch the artwork. Just so you could see the beautiful artwork that he did. But, like for Alpha, like I don't think, except for him forgetting, an emblem here or there, and saying put it in, and he put it in. I let him have a lot of free reign and with the little bit that I gave him, and like if you want to do a SketchUp and let me see the SketchUp first before you, go full 1000% into try,
Yeah, that's how I would do it is I'd make sure to give you a list of all the information that I need.
Yeah.
And then I'd give you like a text description of what I'm thinking with each panel.
Yeah.
And then if you okayed that, I'd sketch up, just do some really rough sketches of each page with panel layouts and what, kind of camera angles and things like that, what I'm thinking. And then if you're okay with that, then I go for it. But like once I'm starting the inking process,
you don't want to be changing it. At least anything major.
Yeah, because it takes me a really long time to do that kind of stuff. And so any major changes is really going to throw a monkey wrench into things.
Yeah, and I get that. You know what? I don't like having, like I know you hearing pitching and playing with this guy, Ephraim. Do you think I really like having to go in and correct all this crap that I have to correct? I'd like it to be correct. I'd like
point
to
of
be
order.
I'd like to be able to go and tell him, hey, this needs to be corrected, and him correct it. But I've tried that with him. It didn't happen. Or very little.
The chair recognizes Timothy Olson.
Anyways,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, good sir. I noticed your script. You don't have what kind of shots they are. Is there a medium shot? Is there a close up shot? What kind of panels are in like panel? What's panel four? Panel four like close up, medium.
Because
What?
I don't know what, in some ways, when I first write this out, maybe I need to go over it 2 or 3 times, get the dialogue out and then do that sort of stuff. I don't, again, that's not something that end up usually thinking about till I would
Ha,
go and draw it up how I would
right.
like it, because I
Haven't you
don't
ever
think,
read How to Draw the Marvel Way?
I haven't read it, but I watched the video.
They do go over the certain panel types that you have in a
Yeah,
script
and
or
but that,
storyboards.
yeah, and yeah, I get there's all different panels, close-ups and all that. And in some ways, I do want to leave something like that up to the artist, what they feel might be best, you know. Like I said,
However, it's your vision, so shouldn't you be kind of visualizing how the panel should look, and then I mean you can give them allow them to have their interpretations, but as long as there's no break in continuity. I'm just wondering what
yeah, I guess, like I said, like I started writing these scripts when I was like in my teens, and I had no idea how to write a script. I didn't look that up. How do you write a comic script? We didn't have the internet back when I was a
how
teen.
old is it? How old is this particular one right here?
Oh, this hash can, I wrote this like a month ago, 2 months ago max.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, like, I guess I'm stuck a little bit in my ways. Some of my other ones are a little bit more lengthy, I won't even say modern, but as I got into writing on a regular basis for my comics, some of the scripts are a little more lengthy and have a lot more detail. Unfortunately, I see, initially she's sitting at this computer, and she's just dictating this to the computer. And so,
So that would be like that would be a close up.
yeah, you know,
Okay.
so with her dictating it, like, I don't, it's like, I guess it's what is the person drawing and imagining from that. But unfortunately, like I said, Flit does, unfortunately, Flit does not know some of the lore. So actually, I'll
Well,
probably,
again, you're the creator. You should have at least a vision of what is happening in the scene. Is what I'm saying.
yeah,
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too. That a person, it kind of feels like, and again, I don't know anything about comics. I don't know anything about comic scripts. This could be wrong, but
yeah,
it kind of feels like that a person shouldn't have to know the entire series, like all of like they shouldn't have to have all of the previous issues committed to memory in
yeah,
order to like
yeah,
start work on a new script. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if
yeah.
that's not accurate, but
Well,
Well,
it feels that way.
it's kind of like you're a director, and the artist is like the actor, and you're directing them. So, as long as there's good communication between you and the artist, you know. Reference also if you have any references on how you want the panel to look, that also might help.
let's see. I'm gonna.
Does that make sense, Flit?
Yeah. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, there's not going to be a lot of square panels. There's going to be a lot of angles in these panels if I do this.
I like that.
Oh,
sort of thing.
is there a reason why you do those type of panels?
Well,
Is that
the way
your
a
style?
couple of pages, the way I'm imagining it, just to help with flow and just to add a little more dynamism to what's kind of a static script.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's the thing that I like I said, like I'm no professional at doing these things. You know, like I'm an amateur at writing scripts. You know, like I get
I
it.
get that, Rick. I'm not trying to,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to put,
yeah, I
say
know
that
you're
you
not
should
putting
be
me.
some famous comic book, script writer or something like that,
Yeah, you know, like I'm not sure whether this one's any better. This one was written like 30 years ago. Canadian Shield 4. This is actually one Alpha's going to be working on. You know, page one.
That's a
panel.
30-year-old script.
Yeah.
What was originally
See,
written on?
Rick
Hey,
scripts, they get one pass and then they're done and they're perfect the first time out. They never need revision.
Oh,
That's
no,
like
no.
that's like Ed Wood. That's Ed
That's
Wood.
how a professional writes scripts, Tim. Take
Is that-
notes.
Okay, I'm taking notes right now.
And hey, Mike, let's see. Hey, Rick, I just checked my community post and saw that with having you fill in for Apex, I will have you on the mic stand for the. Yeah, that's no problem. So yeah, panel one, Canadian Shield walks into a diner with his mask off. Customer one, hey, isn't that the guy who fought the fire-breathing freak a week or so more ago? Customer two, yeah, I think it is. Wonder what his story is. Canadian Shield sits down on a.
So is
stool.
it? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So what kind of shot is it to establish he's walking into the diner?
I'm leaving the shots up to the artist, what they want to do for a shot, what they think best.
Okay, Rick. Okay.
I guess it's a little different for everybody how much freedom they want to give their artist. I'm very risky. I I let my artist have free reign. Yeah, should I say more what's happening in a panel or whatever? Should I have what?
Yes.
My name is Snowdrift. Maybe I should have more of a description of what's supposed to be in that panel.
See, Tim, Rick believes in creative freedom. He advocates for creative freedom. He wants to give his artists as much freedom as possible to nurture their talent.
He's
and
an
their
insane
creativity.
genius. No one understands
he's-
how he works.
Yeah, it's not like he's a lazy writer or anything. He just believes that the artists should be free to put their vision on paper.
Yeah, with what they see.
It's like
As long
there's
as they know
chaos.
enough.
There's no order or logic to his system.
Joshua, so why did you have a storyboard in issue 3? Because issue 3 of Canadian Shield, I was in the middle of drawing it up myself, and then my mom died, and then my hard drive with all the stuff on it got knocked to the floor, and I couldn't get the information back, and I didn't know when I'd be able to put that hard drive into somewhere to try and retrieve the data. So I'm like, okay, screw it, I'm letting somebody else do it. And I tried to give, in fact, I did give the guy all the stuff that I had, the shots that I wanted, all that. And he basically, screw you, I'm doing what I want.
Well, that seems to be a communication problem, isn't it?
No, I was.
Isn't it, Piper?
It would seem so, but I was on a talk with him. I said, I have everything. I did all the thumbnails. This is what I want. I know it was a little hard to see, but the thing is, trying to get him on a call like this, it takes 2 or 3 weeks to do one call like that.
Oh, I see.
So why were you so married to it if you hired someone else? Well, like I said, just everything that was happening in my life 2 years ago. I wasn't going to be getting somebody to draw Canadian Shield 3, but then my life got turned upside down.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you remember how Melvin 2 turned out. The show must go on.
Mm.
Yeah. I was replacing an artist after 13 pages and using the same pages anyway, which again got replaced because, long story.
Yeah,
So
well,
Melvin 2 was the one where you had to completely redo it with a whole new artist and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
I remember waking up and like somebody's like, "Hey, you need to watch this," and I'm like, and I was like, "No, that has to be a lookalike. That can't be him." Oh, no, it's him, dude. And I go, "Ah, shoot." So I end up
Yeah.
calling Rob Ewing and
Oh.
saying, "You want to replace a cover and 13 pages?"
Yeah, that
well,
must have been brutal waking up to that news.
yeah.
Yeah, you're going to work.
And
Yeah.
Joshua, if I hadn't already had done all the thumb or 90% of the thumbnails on Canadian Shield 3 and knew how I wanted it, then I wouldn't have had a problem with probably the way that he did things. But it's at that point, then I had an idea of how I wanted things. And then when he didn't do the things I wanted of him, ticked me off a little. Or a lot. That's why I'd rather give the freedom to the artists. Because then if they don't do what I want, I can only blame myself.
Mm, I see. I see.
So how much time do I have to do this, Rick, if I decide to do this?
Uh, well, I'm not 100% saying that I need it for the Canadian snowdrift thing. So, I was wanting to have the Canadian Shield Ash Cam for obviously the Canadian Shield, the whatchamacallit, #3 campaign, and I was wanting to have it for what's the name of it? Comic Con that I just went to. I didn't get it for the Comic Con that I went to, but I've got it for the thing. So, like if it takes you more than past when I ever get the Snowdrift 2 campaign up and finished, that's fine. But if you can, that'd be nice too.
It's not an answer, Rick.
It's not a definite date which you want, right? uh, well, here's a question. How long do you think it might take you to do?
Well, it depends on how much time I have. I got this isn't like the only thing that I do, Rick.
Yeah, I know. That's why I guess I'm asking how much. Can you do a page a month, a page every 2 years?
I don't know. I'm trying to think because I've done a 5-page story before, and I can't remember because it was so long ago, and I can't remember how long it took me to do that.
uh, like I said, I'd like to be doing the campaign for Snowdrift by sometime in January. I'm not sure whether that's going to happen at the moment, but that's what I would like. So if it could be done by then, fine. But then the campaign's going to be probably 2 months, so January, February, March. Again, you'd have till March.
Okay.
For getting it printed and delivering it.
I
But
assume you probably want at least the first 2 pages pretty much done by the time the campaign goes live, right?
We'll say the first page for sure. That way I can put at least one up. You have to be more decisive across this all, but yeah. Well, sometimes I can be very decisive. I guess.
Rick, you need to be like. Let me share my screen. You need to be like this guy. Sharing it?
Yeah, well, I gotta. Okay, give me a sec, Tim. Don't press play. I'll tell you when to press play. She. Okay, they can see it. I'm not sure whether they'll be able to hear it.
Please. What the hell do you want, you son of a bitch? Liz Taylor refuses to do the interview in a thong bikini. Does she know who I am? I am Conan O'Brien, damn it! She just had hip replacement surgery. I want her in that thong. And I want her in that thong tonight! Do you understand? Conan O'Brien has spoken!
You need to be like that guy. See?
Yeah.
He wanted it done, and he wanted it done his way.
Yeah. Did you hear it, Flit?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh,
God dang it!
I heard
Only
it.
the whole bit.
I heard it, and Joshua says he heard it.
Oh, good. Because that was hilarious. And Conan's Canadian, so you know Canadians can take charge. Damn it. Be like Conan.
Yeah, well, as Joshua said, how did he say it here? So once you have a storyboard, it's final. Rick has spoken. Yep.
And all artists that work for him have to wear a thong bikini.
Oh, that's not an issue.
He's already wearing a thong bikini.
I don't want to know about it. That's TMI.
It's none of your business how good I am right now, Tim.
But yeah, I'm more than willing to.
Got nothing to say about that.
Give me the list of what you need, and I'll get it to you as fast as I can. And I'll, I'll probably give you access to the PDF of Snowdrift 1. That way you can read it if you want. That'll be free for you.
Yeah, because I'll want to know like everything you're willing to share about the character, just so I can kind of get an idea of how I'd want to represent this character.
Yeah. Yeah. And off air, I'm definitely willing to share a lot more than on air. Some of the secrets of Snowdrift.
Under penalty of death.
No, under penalty of being subjected to listening to Tim all the time.
Which is the same
It's
as under
worse
the
than
penalty
death.
of death.
That's
No,
a
it's
fate worse
worse.
than death, Tim.
Exactly. But you'll be given a gun with one bullet. Just in case you want to end it all.
So how much you going to pay me for this, Rick?
Well, we can discuss your
100
rate.
trillion in Canadian, which is nothing.
Well, I'm not sure what your page rate. Do you even have a page rate? And if not, we can. Do you want to discuss that sort of thing online? I know what I'm paying Alpha.
How much do you think I'm worth, Rick?
More than what I can pay.
What does that mean?
You're worth $50 billion a page, but I can't afford $50 billion a page.
Oh, so now you're just making fun of me again. I see how it is.
How am I making fun of you? I'm complimenting you. Making fun of myself. Am I being a broke ass. Beep, beep, bleep, 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 bleep.
Waka waka.
Does she have an accent? Well, she was born in Montreal. She lived in Montreal for most of her life. So she might have a little bit of a French accent. How's the exchange rate on Pocket Land? That's her. So,
America had the gold standard. Canada has the lit standard.
Snowdrift, go Maple Leafs, eh? Says Tim. Tim will
I mean,
work for Snickers bars.
I like Snickers bars. So how much you gonna pay me, Rick?
How much do you want?
The question you should be asking Flit is, what's your page rate?
Well, I've asked him that. I said, he hasn't been giving me a straight answer, just like I haven't given him a straight answer.
Well, why don't you? Okay, why don't you shoot him a number and see what he thinks? How much per page?
Yeah, Rick, what are you willing to pay me?
And probably should do that in private message, not on stream, so no one
Why?
is
Fair.
okay. Well, if that's how you roll, that's cool.
You think I give a crap about being a comic book artist? This is probably a one-shot thing. I'm probably never going to do this again.
Okay. I'm just saying, man. That's just, I thought that was proper etiquette, but if you want to do it out in the
Probably
open,
is, but
It
I mean,
is,
I
but
think
some
it is.
people
I think
care.
you're supposed to do this in private. I just don't care.
Yeah,
you don't care. Well, that's cool.
Nope.
Some people care, some people don't.
You do you, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, some people care about that, some people don't, and hey, this is
I'm too stupid. I don't know enough about it to realize that I should care.
And how dare Herman give out my page rate? Of course, I work for Snicker bars. That or Baby Ruth.
Oh, Baby Ruths are good.
no, I'm not sure who
Hell yeah.
Joshua is talking to here. He said you should give a price range.
That's probably just a general statement, and yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah. Alpha says you do it in private because if anyone hears the rate, they will expect that price too.
Exactly, Alpha.
Yeah.
And I think it's just proper.
Yeah.
I just think it's proper business etiquette.
Well, also, I don't think if it was anybody else, almost anybody else asking Flint this thing, he'd probably say, "Go bleep yourself."
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's Rick. If someone's like, "Hey, I heard you did, I heard you did this book for this rate for Rick," and I'll just say, just tell him, yeah, well, that was Rick. That's why I gave him that rate. You're not Rick.
You don't get the Rick
I don't
rate.
like you. I don't know you. I don't like you. Why would I give you the same rate I gave Rick?
Let me give you my offer. You pull out your middle finger from a paper bag. There you go. That's your offer.
That's right.
Can you counter that? Oh, and I got another one right over here. There's my page rate right there.
So I'm just gonna throw this.
Put my
one.
nuts in your mouth and we can talk.
How does 80 American a page sound?
80 a page? You serious?
Yeah. Are you like that low, or you think that's high? What?
You think that's what I'm worth, huh?
Well, like I said, I believe you're worth a lot more. But right about now, that's
What if
about all
what if you
I-
kicked What if you kicked it up to 85 American?
And the other thing is too, you got to remember when I say 80 American, that's like over 100 Canadian.
What do you think, chat? Press 1 in chat if you think that's a good idea. That's a good page rate. Press 2 if you don't.
I wish there was like a Jeopardy music playing so I can go. I'm really thinking like,
Herman says, it's not what you're worth, it's what I can get away with. That's about it.
Yeah, I get that.
Alpha says,
bet there's bet puts them on screen with like his lawyer so they can whisper at each other like, my lawyer says $80 in a Klondike bar or we walk.
Alpha says, is that a right hand on the Canadian Shield's left hand? Don't know.
No, it's correct. It just looks kind of janky.
Yeah, because
Looks like he's puzzled and scratching his head.
Well, he is a little puzzled and scratching his head. But I think the finger is also a little thin for Canadian Shield.
The guy injured his knee trying to hit Canadian Shield.
Yeah, he kicked Canadian Shield in the nuts, and it ended up hurting his leg. No, it's more with this finger.
You better be careful. He could kill a woman.
Well, it's because his groin area is protected by the suit. So, outside of the suit, he's no Superman. So I guess they think, I'm not sure whether they think you're worth more or less because nobody put a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, chat let me down. I was kind of chat has failed me.
There, I was the first. I put a 1 in the chat because no one else is taking action. So
yeah, but you're a writer, Tim. Your opinion doesn't really matter because you're in the same boat as Rick. You're trying to get the cheapest rate you can.
Curse you!
Hey,
you foiled my plan
if I was
again.
trying to get the cheapest rate, I would have said lower. Joshua went out. Put a 1. He said, I forgot what 1 means. Alpha says, I'm just assuming Flit's, the avatar Flit is Flit's art. Yes, that is Flit's art, his avatar. If I had my old hard drive, I could show his other art, Brovo. Do you remember Brovo?
Which avatar is showing up? My YouTube or my Discord avatar?
He's probably thinking from your YouTube avatar.
Oh,
they don't see anything but Canadian Shield right now. My coloring.
Oh, that's all that matters.
And Joshua said, put a 1, but he forgot what 1 means.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Something about the money that I was suggesting about paying you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Flit says, I think some people charge $100 for just one character. Yeah, some people do.
I believe that was Joshua that said that, Rick.
Yeah. Did I say? Did I say you? Oh, oh. It's after
His
dark.
Canadian vine has been broken.
No, it's just after dark. You never know what's going to happen on After Dark.
You should do. Hold on. You should do a highlight reel of the old After Dark shows.
Well, that
A
there's
lot of stuff happened on those ones.
yeah. Well, there is another thing. In some ways, I'd like to be talking with Fled about too. He says he likes doing editing.
Okay,
Does
Rick,
he?
so I've actually been thinking about that. And let me just be upfront with you. Video editing is one thing. Like, that's not really an issue. It sounded like you wanted someone to go through and also like go through all your old streams and make like highlight clips and stuff like that. Considering that you've been like streaming every day for like 10 years, that is a monumental task. And you are
Wow.
going to need to pay somebody to do that. Nobody's doing that for free.
Oh, I wouldn't expect anybody to do it for free.
The other issue that you're going to run into
and it has been
with
quite
stream
10 years
clips. Yeah, the other issue you're going to run into with stream clips is that your streams don't have the chat. You don't have a chat overlay on your stream, so
some
like,
do, some don't.
Nobody can see the chat because, see, the thing is, I'm going to try to be diplomatic here. You are a reactive streamer. Your streams is you reacting to what's in the chat. And if people can't see the chat, they're not going to have any idea what you're talking about or what you're reacting to or who you're reacting to. And so trying to make like highlight reels of that sort of content is, I don't know that it's going to do any good. Now, if you had like a chat overlay on your screen, maybe you could get away with it. But like I said, because you're more of a reactive streamer than a proactive streamer, I don't know that sort of thing's really going to work out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or
yeah,
the more you know.
Definitely. Although I have had some with, the chat overlay. Joshua says, get a chat overlay, Rick. Yeah, I did at one time have it. I gotta get back to getting everything redone on OBS here.
Did someone else record those old streams and then edit them?
What do you mean,
What?
Tim?
Could somebody else record those streams and then edit them?
Well, you can, if you have access to YouTube, you could just download them and then. So that's what you mean by record. Put them on.
Or we can download them. I don't know. I just
download them, record them. Yeah, well.
There has to be a way, right?
Yeah, well, technically, I think most of my thing would have you could get, the chat's not over top, but most of them, I believe, have the chat on the side, but that would mean taking pictures or whatever, and somehow putting that in with it would be definitely a lot more work. Going and looking beside the chat in the proper place.
Well, I was just wanting to. I just want to know Flit's opinion on that, but oh, good.
I guess I'm not entirely sure what you're asking, Tim.
Well, I mean, if I guess if you recorded it somehow another way where where the chat was still in the video, was that?
Yeah, that's
would there
why. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, would there be a way to do that? That's
Yeah, you just get a chat overlay.
oh, never mind then. I don't know anything.
So, well, yeah, it's just like a little overlay so that the chat shows up on the screen instead of, well, I mean, it'll still, like when the stream is live, you'll still get the chat on the side, like it is right now, but on the screen, like where Rick's little picture is, like maybe underneath there would be a
box.
rectangle, and then the live chat would be there as well, so that way when you go back and watch the stream, it doesn't matter if the live chat is saved or not, because the chat will show up on the stream replay,
Sort of
like
like the
on the actual video
sort of like
itself.
the silhouette game.
Also, follow up, not a really serious question, but wouldn't it work when you do make a montage of all those videos, put it to heavy metal?
But he's not saying he's
Like-
doing it. He's telling me the problems with it.
I'm just saying. You think all Rick's clips would work if you put it to heavy metal music?
I mean anything would work if you put it to heavy metal music, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Funny part is it would be like the opposite of Rick Piper's image, though. Why it's funny.
Just like have death metal playing in the background while Rick's
Yeah,
chatting.
it's like all these clips of it, like past shows, and it's like the darkest death metal playing, even though it's not even Rick's image.
It is after dark, after all.
But yeah, one, I get that. Couldn't expect somebody to do that for free.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but yeah, nobody's doing that for free, Rick.
Yeah. The only way I was thinking, I guess the only way that I was half thinking it for free is, till I can make some money off of it. But
Also, I want to say 10 freaking years of video.
and it's
Wow.
not quite 10 years. I only started.
Yeah,
in he exaggerated a little. I started in like 2000.
yeah, it's being hyperbolic a little bit, yeah.
Wait, when did you start doing it?
2018.
2018. Okay, so that's about 7 years.
Yeah.
Still 7 years.
And sometimes I've been doing it. Sometimes I did it twice a day. Sometimes I've done it once. Sometimes I stopped for a bit too.
I think the only other way. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Joshua says Rick becomes Dark Rick on After Dark.
That's right. I think the only other way that someone would probably do it is if they uploaded the clips to their own channel and then they were able to monetize it somehow. But
Yeah.
I think that really only works with, no disrespect, but really popular streamers, who
Yeah.
already have an audience and they want to go to the clip channel to check the clips. And
Yeah, I get that. Hey, you're not gonna be insulting me by saying I'm a nobody on YouTube. I know that.
I mean, I'm not saying it just to be mean or just to be a
Yeah,
dick about
you're
it or
just,
anything,
you're just saying it to make a minor point, which is
yeah, just
which I get. Like I have very little ego most of the time. I know where I stand, I'd say, most of the time on things, and I'm all right with that for the most part. What maybe I'd like to get it at a better spot, but hey, I have no delusions of grandeur. I just have future delusions of grandeur.
But now, like a stream like this, right, where you've got guests on the stream and there's conversations happening all the time. This is more like a proactive type stream, because it's not just reacting to the chat. And so, like if a spicy conversation happened or something like that, that's definitely something that could be clipped and put on a clip channel. So like if if that's how you wanted to do streams going forward, then you could probably justify having a clip. So like the Vomitorium, for example, that's an excellent example of a show that could justify having a clip channel, because no matter what's going on in chat, Metal and Marsupial are having a conversation, and they're going from subject to subject to subject, and so maybe they get, so like maybe you could just clip out the section, oh, here's them talking about Reacher, and so you just clip out that section and put that on the clip channel for people who are only interested in their discussion on that. So like that again is a good example of the channel that could justify having a clip channel.
Well,
so if you did something like that, then
there are
After Dark used to have panels all the time back in the day.
well, there's lots of stuff that I had back in the day that had panels, and
Yeah. I mean, one clip. I know one you could definitely use for a reel is my short beef I had with the Florida Man artist Todd Mulrooney.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, the real one for that is the spot where him and Risey got into it on my stream,
Oh yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
I stopped it cold flat.
yeah. See, stuff like that.
and having people on the panel is something that I've always wanted. Like in some ways I know I'm better reacting to the chat or talking with somebody that can get me talking, because if I'm just sitting here doing my artwork or my coloring or whatever, I know I don't talk a lot. I don't normally have a lot to say. I say usually my piece and then I shut up, because I don't want to be a drama channel. I want people to come here because they enjoy the artwork, they enjoy the camaraderie that we have, with the chat and with each other that are on the panel. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, I know. I just it did happen though, but
Yeah, oh yeah, and yeah, sure. There's
one
gonna
of the
be
things I
beefs
think
at the time, and I'm not even talking about your beef that you had with Todd. I'm just talking in general. That's something that I realized that I wanted. I want people on the panel to talk to and find out what's going on. Eventually, one thing that I said I'd like to have 5 or 6 cross people on here working on cross comics stuff. Show.
well, maybe you could start having a panel again, like you have right tonight or something.
Well, it's getting people to come. I share. That's why I'm on Discord. That way, anybody can pop in. Anybody who's on my Discord can pop in, and we can chat about this. Hopefully, that whatever and just have a respectful conversation about whatever. There's a couple people that we have to walk on eggshells with.
did you catch that, Tim?
I totally did.
Yeah, well, it's not anybody on
Are you
this
talking about
page.
Flit here?
No,
No,
I'm talking about how Rick only wants people on his show that are working on his projects.
Oh, no, I did not say
Wait a
that.
minute.
I said I want a panel like that, but I also
No, you want to keep an eye on your slaves. That's what you want. You want to make sure they're doing it the way you want it done.
They'll have like wires attached to them, just thinking, oh, looks like you're getting a little lazy on the ink job there, and you press a button and shock them.
That's right. I'm on to you, Rick. You ain't slick.
Hello, Raul. VV, this is creepy. After dark. Well, come on, Raul, if you want. But yeah,
Oh, and drink this. This totally won't knock you out. He totally doesn't have a basement where he chains people to it. Just saying.
Herman says, correct. You're working on his projects for Pocket Lens. But Yeah, I
You know,
know.
when I was talking about how, taking, oh, excuse me, just one second.
One.
Perfect. So when I was talking about, having a stream with proactive content that you could clip, we could actually try that with this stream, Rick, if you wanted to.
Okay.
So if you wanted
Oh, yeah.
to if you wanted to pull up that Space King video and go ahead and watch that and react to it live on
yeah.
air, we can clip that out and put that up either on this channel or a second channel as a react video if you want.
I was planning on doing that during this stream, the Space King or whatever it's called. I just let me finish this red, getting this red in properly here, and then we will do that. Because I got home late, as later than I was expecting. Went out, did some stuff, and then met up with a buddy, and that meetup happened later than I was expecting, and then we were out a bit longer than I was expecting. Yeah. Raul says hello. Pillow, hugging pillows. The very ASMR. Keep it up, guys. Looks like I'm gonna have to do a stream tomorrow sometime.
I'm confused. Who's hugging pillows?
You are. We
Am
saw
I?
you. We saw you hugging the pillow.
Oh God! Did you just put a camera in here? I knew
Yes.
it. I knew it, Rick. Rick, I'm on to you. See, you were
Yeah.
right, Flit.
I heard the Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman, you say?
Yeah, she works for Peanuts.
Rick keeps tabs on people who don't work for him. He even keeps tabs on his potential slaves, people who haven't done anything for him yet. Unless, do you secretly work for him, Tim?
I'm not telling.
I see.
Get help.
But by not telling, are you telling?
Flit, get help.
Key your handset twice if you're in distress.
I don't think you can do that.
I can't. I had to mute and unmute a few times. I mean, no, I'm not in trouble at all. Help me. He beats me when no one's looking.
How much more of this red do you have left to go?
Hopefully not much. I'm just gonna do this. A little bit of white. Because I had thought I got.
Well, you just said the red. You didn't say anything about the white.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize that white hadn't been done. There's a lot more white to do, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'll do it after the.
Oh yeah, Chad. This is the Rick Piper you see on camera when he turns the camera off. He's like some kind of brutal mafia guy. This is all just a cover.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
I'm not sure how intimidating that was, Rick.
It sounds like you smoked too many cigarettes. Get out my goddamn lawn, damn kids!
Yeah, I'm just trying to sound like one of those old time mafia guys.
Like people in his neighborhood that owe him money, and he just goes and he goes, "Oh, you're late on your payment. Looks like I might have to knock out those teeth of yours, buddy."
What mafia guys are you talking about, Rick?
I don't know. The ones you see in the movies. And on that box. I
You
think it's
mean,
called a TV.
is there a mafia guy that smokes way too many cigarettes and is constantly out of breath?
Yeah.
Has to be.
Dark Rick isn't denying it. That's Rick's real voice. Okay, I think I got all the red.
If you don't pay up soon, I'd hate to mess up that face of yours.
Okay, anything else I'll do after? Let's see. Okay, okay, so let's come over here. It's fine. There's uh, do, 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 do.
Quit stalling, Rick.
Oh, I was trying to find it. And now, let's bring this over here. That way I can. Okay. Now the one thing that I'm not sure of is whether people are going to be able to hear it. Okay, nobody's hearing that. I don't know why. Okay, maybe they'll hear it through window capture.
Is this going to be played to Metallica's Enter Sandman?
Properties. Capture method. No, I don't capture method.
Now, how can I hear it? Because I couldn't hear Tim's video. Will I be able to hear this?
Somehow I doubt it. Properties. Capture audio. Okay. Filters. Advanced properties.
And you're going to give us a little introduction before you hit play. So, for when this segment of the stream gets clipped, put on the clip channel.
Does this video play to Metallica's Enter Sandman?
It says capture audio beta. I don't think I'm gonna have to use a display. Let's see whether. Okay, desktop audio. See whether okay, why is this not capturing properties? Speakers. LED TV. Okay, so you guys might not be able to hear me. I'm not sure. Can you guys hear me? What? That's coming from my mic, and it's not being picked up by desktop. Ugh. Do you have a blank background? We can still see the drawing. I have to make this a little bigger. Transform. Fit the screen. Transform. Fix. There. Okay, so the problem is getting the audio. Why can I not get the audio? And I might end up having to put my earphones into my TV, so you guys might not be able to hear me during this, or I might not be able to hear you, because I'm going to remove it out of my one source and put it in my TV. So you can't hear if I don't hear you. It's not because I don't want to. I don't say anything. I should have set all this up beforehand, but I didn't think about it. Okay, let's come back a sec. As long as the chat can hear, yeah. Why does this not? Window capture, media source, display capture, browser. Okay, let's. Okay. What is this pop-up? We can't see you. Yeah, I know. Should be able to see me now. That just wants to play it automatically, and I can't pause it or whatever. Properties. Okay. Rex is saying begging us on purpose. Well, I'd even have this problem if I was to record it. You had it earlier. When? I didn't see it appearing. Oh, it might have been coming through my regular mic when I had it playing out of my TV. Okay. Capture method. Okay, so. Yeah, I know you can't hear. Reset. Yeah, I am. I haven't been able to. Doesn't seem to want to. I don't know why it just. I'm not watching it while I'm doing that. I'm just barely listening to it. I'm trying to figure out how to. Hey, everybody. Trying to figure out how to. Settings. Audio. Uh, global audio devices. You know what? I know. I think I have an idea. Uh, uh, Okay, if I press play now, will it? Can you guys? Were you able? Yeah. Yeah, well, it's coming out through my thing, so I'm not going to be able to hear you guys in the thing while this is on. I think the chat should have been able to hear it. Okay, so Flit, everybody let me know if you can hear this starting now. And then I will stop it, put it back, and do, I guess, an intro. Tim, or Flit, nobody cares about the people on the panel. People are only here for your reaction. Yeah. Well, could you guys hear that just now? Can't hear it. Discord. I was hoping if I played it through Discord, it would be picked up. Ah. Okay. Did you guys hear that in Discord? Okay, but Discord was not picked up by my... Oh, sorry. Ah, yes. Display. Okay. I did. Um, okay, I think I know why that didn't. Yeah. Usually that, since I had it on my hard drive, I just played through media. Yeah, and I don't know why it's different right now. I don't know either. It's disconcerting. Okay, let's try one. Window capture. Well, I can just blur that whole section out. The video. The video can stay up and just be blurred. Okay, so. Okay. Yeah, I'm usually very careful. I'm usually very careful when I do an unboxing for that sort of thing. Yeah, I know. Can't see or hear you. I know you can't see or hear me right. Well, should be able to hear me. Your stream is still running. Okay, so. Let's see. That should be that. And Discord. Why is we've paused to the preview to save resources? Okay, so. Oh, is it possible? Yeah, it's. Now they can't see it. Trying to. Don't see him yet. Discord. Oh, just turn off camera. Well, OBS doesn't seem to want to share it. I've already tweeted out the stream saying Rick is watching Space Kings. It needs to happen tonight. I will not be made a liar out of my dark. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to hear this. I don't think anybody in the chat is going to be able to see it. Space Kings. Okay. Transform. Stretch to screen. Transform. Reset. Stretch. Okay. Hopefully you guys will hear this. I'm gonna turn down my volume a little. It's hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Okay. Hopefully my mic will pick it up. Okay, so we're gonna start, and like I said, hopefully you can hear the stream. You know what? A lot of times you can't hear this sort of thing very well in reaction videos. Okay, so this we are about to watch Space Kings. Who is it by again, Flit? Oh, where's my camera? There. Okay, so Rick Piper is my channel, Cross Comics, or Pied Piper of Hamilton, depending on which one you're watching this on. I am about to watch Space Kings in full. It was recommended by Flit, Emerant, and Joshua. It is called Space Kings. This is episode 1. It is by Flash Gitz. I will put a link in the description for where this is on his channel. It's not in my description yet. Well, depending on when you're watching this. So, yeah, like I said, this is recommended by a couple of my subscribers wanting me to watch this. So, I'm just trying to move my chat so I can see the screen a little better. And see the chat. So I will be able to hear it. I'm not sure how well you guys in the chat will be able to, but a lot of times people in watching it can't hear everything, but we will have the picture all the way through. So here we go with Space Kings number 1, Space King number 1 pilot. Okay. Looks like the robot out of that Dillard Drew out of the Yellow Flashes, or a combination of a bunch of robots. Some space ships. That looks like a little bit like, this looks like Rick and Morty cartoon. I turned down the volume a little bit, Joshua, because it's like 11 o'clock at night and I don't want to disturb my landlord watching it too high volume. I'm not sure whether my mic's picking it up or not. Well, this looks a little bit like 40K, is it? I've tried that, Joshua. I think I'm going to have to uninstall OBS and put it back in. Or take out everything and put it back in.
Go back to the phone message. Turn my phone radio. Keep that video. Listen, boys. I don't need a hide of it. Yammering in my ear while I'm trying to find a goddamn artifact.
It's okay, guys. I just made peace. And let them speak our throats.
Ouch. That's deadly. Well, something came out.
No. Just
You twitchy, alien souls on this planet. Well, I know it would be kind of sweet to wipe them all out with one bomb. We could use my translating device to interrogate them all first. Then find the artifact. And exit as high command.
You're right. Thanks, Bryce. But I guess I'll turn the videos back on.
Oops. I like the motorcycle. Nothing to do with 40K. That looked a lot like that. Oopsie.
You're in so much trouble. Not only do you have one of the worst artifact recovery rates of any reclaimer squad in the galaxy, now you're wasting precious geobombs too.
I wouldn't say it was a waste.
Quit it, hate monger, or I'll send you back to your own legion.
It's not my fault Bryce didn't read the brief like I ordered. Plus, who cares about stupid artifacts? We should be out there, cracking heads, finding Space King.
Space King will return to us when we've proven how to work. It's no wonder Space King left. Hell, I would have went too if I had you at my son.
What ails you, my son? Is that all you want from me, Space King? To retrieve artifacts? No, that's retarded. You should be out there, cracking heads, finding Space King. I have a
Wouldn't that be you?
with you, my son. Otherwise, why would I speak to you and only? You're a good boy, and the translator
Good boy,
device
good
is
boy.
a really great idea.
Good dog.
And I'll get you a car made of hate where no one can question your statistics. This is a hate.
That you're bad for
Nope,
genobombs.
they are not.
What? That's so unfair!
You can't prove genobombs with all your problems. And seeing as the entire Star Defender Legion is deployed to the wrong planet, guess who's gonna be scouring the moon for the artifact solo?
How am I supposed to search a whole moon with just my retard squad?
I don't know. Use your brain.
God, this sucks. Oh, there it is.
Nice armor.
Why's the artifact glowing like that?
It's showing me an artifact. It seems to contain a piece of his soul.
Maybe that could lead us to it. It could lead us to Space King. What are we waiting for? It's okay. Just kill him.
Gotta love that running.
soul energy. Let you meet my demise. God damn.
Death to the alien!
So far, witness my power. How come he didn't get transfixed by her poop, Bunker?
She. Okay, so Mother's J, which means she'll be able to avoid Venom J. I'm in V2. I'm in. Follow.
Leave.
You know,
Talker with
she's
headlights.
gonna die. So, like, calm down. No, bro. She's drawing space in soul energy in her body. If we kill her, its soul is in her body. Wouldn't that also be like killing him ourselves? Hey, Mother, are you suggesting we can kill the alien?
I do believe so.
I didn't want to have to blast you, little Star Defender. I just want to talk. Look, we all saw the raw power of mechanics. I think we're just gonna have to negotiate, guys. Plus, you got some pretty cool and intelligent alien. Ta-da! Please.
No borrowing with aliens! No, here's the plan. We sever her arms. Surely space people will not kill just a couple arms from her. Hey, Mother, you go west. Get back to our supplies and her two fire factions and go to work. Just not stay here.
I want to go too.
Let's go! Let's go!
That's the sword.
What?
Maybe we do need to negotiate. Captain,
I've been hit.
I know you hate me and my innovative ideas, but I was totally right. We can't blast our way out of this one. You gotta at least see what she wants. Tick-tock, Star Defender!
I don't hate you, Bryce. I just think you're stupid. But maybe not this time.
Maybe not this time.
If I'd stop to listen and nurture that occasionally, you would be less stupider. Eventually.
Thanks, Captain. Wait! You'll need this. It's probably the only way you'll be able to untangle her complicated emotions.
Thanks, Bryce.
I'll see you again. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Looks like the style of American Dad or Family Guy. It's only flesh wound. I can believe that.
I've come to negotiate.
Your Space King drove my race from near extinction once.
Okay. Awesome.
I understand. Your kind has always been the primary food source for mine. Conflict was inevitable, but Space King pushed us back. And so, we had to switch to a nutritious diet of fruits and berries, and find another dimension to live in peace. Unfortunately, I could not join my king, and have been trapped here for 3,000 years. Wait,
Oh my god, please get to the point.
I wish to be with my kin. I cannot open the portal to their dimension. My partners are too weak to make the journey. They need my precious milk, and as you can see from my severely depleted breasts, nuts and berries are not enough to fill them. All I ask, Star Defender, is you give me a snack from your globulus, So I may replenish my milk and take my babies to be with my king.
Sorry.
They're the only things nutritious enough. You said you've come to negotiate. Please, it's for my children.
Space milk. Is that like the green milk that
If I do
Luke
this,
got?
you'll
in,
return Space King's soul energy.
Yes.
Chestnut, give me the globulus.
But I'm supposed to protect them.
It's for Space King, Chestnut. But I guess it's your call.
Oh, thank you, Star Defender. I'm going to quickly feed the kids, and I'll get out of your hair.
Sure, Space King is proud of us. There was no other way. Maybe he'll send us a son. Oh my God! What?
Kaboom, yeah. Boom, boom,
God.
ain't great to be
Damn
crazy.
Oh.
Extraction complete. Congratulations.
Sure hope the boys here can find you someday.
Space.
Space King.
Tired of all your media being filled with the lamest shit possible? Want a show that doesn't hate your male power fantasies but embraces them?
There's plenty of independent animation targeted at mentally ill teenage girls.
But what about mentally ill teenage boys?
And 30-year-old men. Don't we imagine too?
Space Kings, so?
Tell them about the boobies.
Yes, that's right! What you just saw was the clean version of the video. There exists another version. Better, uncensored version. The true version. And maybe the last episode of Space King we ever make. No, like movies.
Because we're not willing to sell the show to Hollywood for them to turn into dog shit like everything else.
So support us on Patreon, and we'll turn every dollar to making more episodes of Space King, untouched and uncensored. And in return, we'll give you goodies, gifts, rewards, trinkets, production updates, and most importantly, more Space King. We cannot fund more episodes without you. Link in the description.
Oh, it's over. I didn't realize it was over. Interesting for sure. I guess this is episode 2, which is another 20 minutes or so. Be positive. So maybe next Saturday night? Do them a week apart? Let's see what happens with this one. Okay, so let's. So that was. Space King. Let's move some things around again. I know. I don't talk a lot during even these sort of things. Can you hear me, Flit? Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Now to explain the deep lore. Maybe you can fix your audio before then. Yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna have to take a day and do it. I think I might take out all my scenes, all my sources, and start over again. Oh, I can't even hear Flit. I don't think he's talking in the back room. I was waiting to see if Rick was going to give his thoughts on what he watched or just move back to work. Well, I guess I could. I'm not sure what to say though. Yeah. Let's see. It's let's say I will say it's interesting. It's definitely unique. I recognize the cartoon style from a few different shows. Um, I do like how the one thing that they're like unapologetic, for what it is. And that they don't want Hollywood to get a hold of it. Uh, because well, that I'm sort of the same way for my comics. I do not want Hollywood getting a hold of my comics. I'd be like a couple of the anime guys. If you're making this, you're making it. I gotta approve everything. um, my favorite scene. Uh, duh, 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 duh. I think in some ways my favorite scene is after the Medusa type creature, I guess I'll call her, goes down the hole, and then, like, after he gives the globulus, she leaves, and then he throws a nuke bomb down there to destroy her. It's like, okay, go back on your word. That was definitely sort of funny. And then, of course, she comes up, and the one guy just takes her out with one shot to the head. Arcane like creature. So, yeah, I'll probably do, maybe, like I said, hopefully for next week, I'll have all my audios stuff fixed, and I can do maybe episode 2. How many episodes are there? Favorite character, let me think. I'm gonna say the metal skull thing that was talking to him, like, oh, you got the wrong planet and all that, you idiots. 3? What's 3? Oh, 3 episodes. Bryce, Captain Bryce, Hatemonger, or Chestnut? Oh, I don't think that was what you're looking for my favorite character. High Command. So yeah, it was a pretty nice battle scene at the beginning, until they're like, "Oh, oops, wrong planet." That was sort of funny. The Skeletor guy. Yeah, except just Skeletor's face without the hood and no body. Oh. Of course, Rick would like the character who's never happy with the people working on him. Yeah. Hey, I'm happy with Alpha. You can scroll through the video while you're talking about it. Yeah. There's don't waste the genobombs. Don't waste the bombs. I must say, it did go by quicker than I thought. That 17 minutes. I like it. He's pretending not to pretending to contact High Command, and then, well, he's trying to let off the genobombs, and then instead of doing it, High Command, did he actually set off the genobombs? I think so. High Command gets in touch with him and says, "Thanks for getting in touch. Hey, you got the wrong planet." Rick has banned Alpha Proto from genocide. Genobomb denied. It was definitely funny in places. Obviously, I think a little crude and definitely meant to be that way. You can see the nuke go off in the background. I guess I wasn't paying attention at that point. I think I saw it from off planet going off or whatever. I just think you're stupid. TikTok Star Defender. Here, use the translator. Use the translator that doesn't translate. You can, yeah, I thought I was doing that. You can scroll to it in the video. Oh, yeah. That was pretty funny when his brains fart out. Would you have negotiated? Maybe. Is this when it's going off? You can't negotiate with aliens. Yes, but wouldn't that mean you can't they can't negotiate with you because you're the alien to them? Space King. And there's obviously a little bit of Cylon ripoff from Battlestar Galactica, I think, in there too. Just price pride. Space is for humanity, and humanity alone. Your camera is covering the mushroom cloud. Well, you gotta remember, I see it without the mushroom cloud. Or without my picture. So supposed to be there where the face is. It's in the corner with the angry face. Ooh. If you rewind a few seconds, you can see it. Oh yeah, I saw it there for half a second. A tenth of a second. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. You know, I'll probably do the reaction for the next two. Like I said, hopefully next week it'll be set up and easier to do. But I do think I want to get the white done for this. So it's like a parody of Warhammer 40k. I think I got that a little bit for sure. I haven't played a lot of 40k, but I played a little bit of it. Or Warhammer. Do you think I own the original copy of the original? The Warhammer 40k tabletop game. Like how Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars. Yeah, well, Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars, a little bit of Star Trek, but mainly Star Wars. There are a few other uh, things in there. Like probably Voltron with the maid, with the ship transforming into the giant maid. With a vacuum cleaner to suck the air out of a planet's atmosphere. The miniature of the game, the RPG, what did you play? Oh, video game. Which video game? Probably. I'm not sure. I do have it in storage. I think it was on disc. I could be wrong. I think it was the first one. but I could be wrong. I didn't finish it, so I know. But I got it like years after it came out. I got it on sale somewhere. Or used or whatever. Uh, I assume that you aren't into 40K setting, Rick. I'm definitely not. I didn't mind the video game for the little bit that I played of it. It's definitely not something that I got into much. So, yeah, I'm not a lot into it. You know, I've known about it a little bit here and there. I did go see the movie that they made a few years ago. Or was, no, that was Warcraft, not 40K. Or did they make a 40K movie? I forget. If they did, I probably went and seen the movie. And I wouldn't say that it's not my thing. It's just something I never got into either. So there's a slight difference. I could see liking it a lot, you know. I like the space. I like that Space King can be enjoyed by people who don't know much about Warhammer 40K. Yeah, there was never a 40K movie. No, okay. Split's still here. Is he left? He's not saying much in Discord if he's still here. Yeah, he's still here. There was an Ultramarines movie? You mean Split? Okay, I might have seen that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I played World of Warcraft a little too, you know, so I'm all over the place for video game playing. Is that a cat you have there? I thought that I heard it, something meowing, but could be wrong. Oh, that's entirely possible too. We can't hear the cat, says Joshua. Uh, I'm supposed to be on Mike Walters tomorrow night for reading some comics. I was thinking, I'm not sure whether I'm going to take tomorrow off or not. Because I didn't get as much done as I wanted to this week. I wanted this page done in the next one. So I might come on for a few hours tomorrow to finish up these. I'm just gonna add in the villain's colors. Did I just erase a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't want to erase? I thought this one line was I thought these couple of lines were okay. They say they can't hear you talking. Oh, I know why. Oh, and that's probably why they couldn't hear the thing when I was doing it through Discord. I changed the desktop audio properties to the TV when it should have been the speaker. Oh well. At least I have an idea next week how to get it through the audio.
Yeah, the audio was pretty bad on this one. You'll have to go back through and listen to it.
Yeah. Hopefully I will have I'd like it to get it fixed so I could just get it through OBS for it to the audio to show up, or however you want to say it, when I play something through. I was doing it for a while and then stopped, or was it? I'm not sure. It's just like Discord. Now I have to it go through my to play the audio so people can hear from my desktop. I have to play it through my mic instead of my TV so they can hear you guys. Joshua says, next time you should try to give more comments while reacting. Yeah, I was definitely, I know I was trying, and sometimes I just don't know what to say. You know, I watch, I comment a little what comes to mind, and then sometimes not a lot comes to mind. That could be good and bad. Well, that's bad when you're trying to be reacting to something, I guess. Yeah, I was trying to make comments on, you know, stuff that I can think of, but I didn't want to miss any. That's the problem with reacting videos. You don't want to miss anything, and if you start talking over something, you miss stuff. that could or could not be important. So how many times have you watched that now? Flit?
What, the Space King?
Yeah.
A lot.
Fitz says YouTube Shorts is so overly pushed by the algorithm. I literally just watched my views repeat it double. Okay. You could pause the video to comments. Some people don't like that though. Yeah. Well, if you're doing it live, for sure, you pause it and you can pause the video if you're not doing it live. And nobody'd ever know, but if you're doing it live and pause the video, people would know.
I know some people will watch it once all the way through and then go back and rewatch it and do the pause and commentary. I think they mostly do that with like trailers and stuff though, so I don't know how well that would work with a 17-minute video.
Yeah. Oh, the next one's like 20 minutes. Fitz says on an alt account, and Joshua says I could recite the entire episode. Somehow I believe that, and am not surprised. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so I did get 2 Canadian Shields. All 3 Canadian Shields on this page are got the colors tight. So tomorrow we'll have to put Absorb in and get his color tight.
You gonna get rid of that line around his neck?
Where?
Panel 4.
Oh, that's
Or I guess the third panel, but like the 4th picture of Canadian Shield. The one that you were just working on.
Yeah, I think that is supposed to be...
Yeah, zoom in.
Yeah, it's right there. I think that is supposed to be...
Yeah, that curved line right there.
But...
Do you think that's part of the clavicle, or do you think that was supposed to be the cape?
Yeah, that's part of the... I think it's supposed to be part of the face mask. But he usually seems to draw the emblem thing a little too close to the circle of the mask. Sometimes he has it like touching it. It should be probably down. Another, sure. Probably.
Because isn't the top of the emblem roughly in the middle of his chest, and doesn't it like end up like maybe
it's supposed to probably
like
be
a little above his belly button, doesn't it?
top of it's probably supposed to. Upside on the right. Top of it's probably supposed to be. Why is it not showing up now?
Chat can't hear me, right?
Yeah, they can hear you. Okay, why is this? It's supposed to be on top of all this, yeah.
Oh. Well, if I would have known that, I wouldn't have gotten so lazy with my voice.
What is wrong? Why is this? Oh, that's doing it all on the wrong. Oh man. Okay. Let me try this again. So yeah, it's probably about there is about where it's supposed to be. The top. It's supposed to be. About like that.
Let me see if I can find that turnaround that you drew. Where would that be?
Right here.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking. I thought his emblem was a little bit lower.
Yeah, I might even put it a little too. Did I? Yeah, it was close.
There it is. There's the turnaround. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess on the turnaround, it looks like the upper part of the emblem is right there. It's like touching that that little hollow in the clavicle, and then the bottom part covers up the first set of abdominal muscles.
Yeah, but there's a good distance between the neck, the mask, bottom of the mask line, and that. You know, like. But
Yeah, because it looks like the bottom of the mask line is well above the clavicle line, so.
and you know that there's not as much space, anyways, as I leave. So, you know, I could take this one here And see, technically, I think you should, in this one here on panel 4, I think you should be seeing top of the shape there.
Now, see on this panel here, I don't think you'd see that part of the mask because it would be hidden by his collarbone right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I might take that red that I put in there out and then take that line out. But I'm probably going to do all the... I've always meant to do all the art corrections off air, although I've done some on air. But I might try and do those off air. I meant to do them all before I got to this page, but I got lazy. I meant to go and do them before I even started coloring.
What if you just let it go?
I've thought about that too. And believe me, in a lot of ways, I am definitely tempted to. Because there are so many inconsistencies in this book, it's hard to get them all. Because one of the major ones is this page here. We have this nice little scene showing the community, and Canadian Shield and Messenger are supposed to be here somewhere, probably just out of view. And then we see them, and there's all these trees and garbage and no cars on the street. So it's like, okay, we have no Canadian Shield, no Messenger. Then we have them again, and they're in a totally different place. Yet they're supposed to be in the same place.
What if you just added a bunch of birds?
Oh, are you referencing Canadian Shield?
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Hey, I took a lot of those birds out. I'll have you know. Have you not seen the remastered version?
I did download it.
Okay. Yeah, did I send you a link for all of them, or just one, or?
Just one. I grabbed it when I was grabbing the script, but then I got distracted by reading through the script and imagining, how to do things and stuff like that. And then it got late, and I never got a chance to go through the Canadian Shield one. I'm easily distracted, Rick. I have like a goldfish brain.
Oh, sounds like me sometimes. Why do you think I do these streams?
I was asking you about Oh, go ahead.
No, I haven't sent it yet, Fitzchozo. I'm sorry. I keep meaning to. I got envelopes. I gotta write it out. Gotta put it, do that. I'm gonna try and get to that this week. The cars are parked on the sidewalk too. That must be a Canadian thing. Well, no. Again, it's an American that drew it, so it's not a Canadian thing. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I do these live streams, to get things done, because otherwise I'll get distracted and I'll just watch TV or watch YouTube videos.
That's why, like I said, I mean, that's the creative process. You draw one line, and then like you need like an hour of YouTube, or an hour of game time to decompress from that.
Yeah. Well, heck, I was playing Minecraft for quite some time lately, and I'm like, okay, till I get this colored in, no more Minecraft. So I haven't played Minecraft in about 3 or 4 weeks or a month. Or it seems that long anyways.
I don't have a problem like go ahead.
Joshua says, now we're distracting Rick with YouTube videos while he's streaming.
That's right.
What were you about to say before read Joshua's comment?
That's all right. Like I don't have a problem staying focused on something. Like if it's something I'm really interested in, or if it's something that I'm making lots of progress on, like, I can sit there, like on a Saturday or something like that for like 20 hours and just work and not get up or eat or anything. But eventually it'll get to a point to where, like with inking, for example, it's just so tedious that I'm just like, okay, I draw this one line and it looks perfect. Like, okay, now I'm gonna go watch a YouTube video or go, do something, because it's just the tedious stuff is, it's just so hard to keep focused.
I find it, in some ways, it all gets tedious after a while. And that's why I gotta do stuff not to distract myself. Joshua says, congrats on breaking your Minecraft addiction. Thank you. Fitzjoseph says, the last time I played Minecraft was back when I was an early teenager going to the library.
That was the deal. I made a deal with myself when a couple of years ago, I was trying to get Oblivion to run on Linux, with all these mods and crap like that. And part of the deal I was making with myself was that if I could get it running, the only way I could justify playing it was if I streamed it, because otherwise, there's all this, I've got a ton of work to do, and it would just seem like I'm wasting time that could be spent working. But my PC just can't handle that. I could either play the game or stream, but I can't do both.
Yeah.
It's just my hardware is just too old at this point.
Oh, that's too bad.
So I never played it. I got it all set up, and then I copied the folder to a backup drive, and I never played it.
And there's something else I've been trying to do. Get all my files on my characters, make them slides on Google Slides. And then I got to go through them all, the ones that I actually have, and have Metal help me correct stuff. Because Metal is my editor. Although, yeah, like I said, I got to start doing more in the description. Maybe I got to get some scrap pieces of paper and draw out what I'm thinking. And then it's going to be putting it into words what I draw. Fitzgerald says I can record games, can't stream them though.
I can
Yeah.
record some games.
Like
Like,
Oblivion,
I-
if
like,
you were
I'll-
playing it, could you record yourself playing it? And then
Well, I
video it?
do have a recording that I put up just to prove that I got all the mods up and running. And I mean, if the frame rate's low enough, like I think with Oblivion, I think I had to drop the frame rate. I think I had to cap it at 30 or maybe 24. I can record gameplay videos of that. I know there are some, like most Doom mods I could. Well, like Doom is a little tougher though because it's so fast that there's a lot of compression and distortion when you're moving that fast, and so the videos don't really look as clean or as crisp as they should because the encoder I have to use because I've got an old GPU, and so the encoder is old too.
Yeah. I get you. Old software, new technology, just doesn't mix.
It's the other way around. It's new software and old technology. And it doesn't help, like with Doom, it doesn't help that GZ Doom, the source port I use, it's coded just so terribly that it's not optimized at all. And there are some WADs that I'll load up, even though Doom is like what 30 years old or something. I'll load up some WADs. I'm lucky if I can get 4 or 5 frames per second, just because the GZ Doom is just such a garbage source port as far as coding goes. Just my opinion, though.
Yeah. And everybody's entitled to opinions. Fitzgerald says, just today I recorded another XCOM session. That's a video game that he plays. Oh man. I think
Everyone should go watch all the videos on my YouTube channel. I don't really care about building it or anything, but I think it would be funny to subject you to my terrible content.
Well, you should put a link in the chat.
No, I don't really care that much. I don't really care that much about it.
I didn't even know you had any content on your channel.
I don't really. I just whenever I'll think of something that I think is funny, so I'll upload it, or I'll think of something that I think is kind of interesting, so I'll upload it just every now and then. But
oh yeah, I know. I've done that too.
I don't have any desire to be a content creator.
Yeah. I do and I don't. I just want it. I just do it to try and promote my stuff and get, people knowing my stuff or my comics more. Purpose to an end, and then it'd be nice to make some money while doing it off of it.
Yeah, just get your name out there and whatnot.
Joshua put a link to your channel.
Oh. Thanks, I guess. You don't subscribe to my channel.
He said subscribe to thing. I just subscribed.
You weren't subscribed, Rick?
No.
Oh yeah, you didn't even know I had a YouTube channel. What are you talking about? I can't believe this.
Well, no, actually, I didn't know you had any content because technically, anybody that comments in the live chat has to have, technically they have to have a channel, because otherwise you can't talk in the chat, which is stupid. They make you
You don't know that. Maybe I'm close personal friends with Neil Mahan and he lets me, chat and comment without a YouTube channel.
Okay, unless you're somebody really extra special, you have to create a YouTube channel to talk in the chat. And I know this because the first time I ever went to talk in the chat, it says you need to create a channel. I created a YouTube ID and all that. Oh, you need to make this a channel. I'm like, what the? That's stupid.
I've been hearing rumors that Rumble is starting to require phone numbers again. I don't know if it's just for like people in the UK and Canada or if it's for everybody, but
I didn't know that they ever required phone numbers.
I was pretty sure they did at one time because there was when Rumble first popped on the scene, I know a lot of people were, talking about, YouTube sucks, let's all go over to Rumble and do our stuff over there. And I remember, I think you were streaming over there.
Yeah, I was.
For a little while.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
I forget. It's been a while.
Because that's why I went over there to go check it out. And I know it required a phone number at least for me, it required a phone number at that time.
Yeah, it probably did, and I just forget, it's been so long.
Yeah, at some point they stopped though, because I never gave them a phone number when I signed up for, my channels over there. So, but then I've seen people talking that, they're requiring a phone number for certain people again. Like I said, that's why I was wondering if it's just a UK thing. Because I think one of the guys was from England.
Yeah, I haven't streamed there in a while. Actually, that's something I got to do. I got to put an ad on to OBS to do the multi-stream to different platforms. Because I'd like to try and start doing multi-platform again. I think my bandwidth is good enough where I am, so. And that way, if I do it with OBS, I don't have to pay Restream, money to do it for more than 2 places. I can do it, like YouTube, Twitter, Kick, maybe Rumble. Although the one thing I hate about Rumble is you got to set it up each time if you're doing a live stream. You got to
get a new key, or
yeah, you got to get a new key and all that, put it in and all that.
So the OBS, are they still blacklisting Rumble then?
Not as far as I know. Other people do them. I could be wrong, but it's just
But I mean, like when you said you got to get a new stream key every time, because because the people who run OBS for a long time they refused to that section in OBS where you click on it to and it brings down a drop down menu with all of these different streaming services and whatnot. They refused to include Rumble in that for a long time, and I don't know if they still do or not.
I don't know, but like I at one point just put it in. Like when I was streaming over there on a regular basis, I created a doc or whatever, a profile. For them, and I went and put in the key every time I wanted to stream there. created everything up and I grabbed it, came over to OBS, put it in. I just hate having to do that every time for them. It's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
When, like,
I haven't even tried streaming in so long.
yeah, well, like
I don't know,
said,
maybe
I
my
remember
PC could handle it, but
I remember when I did D Live, you were on there quite a bit.
yeah.
I remember coming onto your channel and promoting Canadian Shield 1 over there.
Yeah, that was another one of those services where, everyone's like, oh yeah, YouTube sucks. Let's all go over to D Live. And then they pretty much nuked their entire brand after a certain political event in the United States caused them to just completely nuke their entire brand. And then everybody left. And I don't think they ever recovered after that.
Yeah, well, as we found out the other day, they're still up there, up and running. And you get into I got into my account easy. You said you were having a problem.
Well, I didn't know. I forgot what it was when you pulled it up. See, just about everything everything that's attached to this persona is Flit Amaranth, but my DLive account is just Flit, and so that's why I couldn't find it. I don't know why I just had it as Flit,
I don't either, obviously, but yeah. Well, now you know, and if you want to try to get in there, it's definitely, everybody talks about going other places than YouTube, but when you try and get your audience away from YouTube, nobody follows. That's why I ultimately probably stopped that. I was going on Odyssey trying to do streams, but I wasn't getting the thing. And Rumble is, I found, better just because you could automatically right away get like super chats, if you will. They weren't called super chats, but the same diff. You didn't have to be reach a certain amount or whatever and all that. So that that made them better, in my opinion. That you could actually make money right from the almost from the get-go.
Yeah, the problem always is though is that you've got all these alt tech companies who try to make these clones, like Twitter clones or YouTube clones or whatever.
Yeah.
But like from the audience's point of view, they're like, why would I go watch this YouTube clone when YouTube is right here? And it's already got all the content that I watch. So why would I go sign up for this other service?
Yeah. But, we know it was probably a lot of the, we'll say, conservatives that were complaining, or conservative mindset, or right, about YouTube, yet, Rumble's there and they don't go support their people on Rumble,
Yeah.
Or not very much, or Odyssey or wherever, they are,
It also doesn't help too when a lot of these alt tech platforms just, end up going under too.
Yeah, true.
Because like nobody uses Parler and nobody uses
Well, Parler
whatever.
went down and it's come back and it's not the same thing. So
yeah, and like nobody uses whatever Andrew Torba's Twitter clone is.
Gab, is that the guy that did?
Yeah, Gab, that's it. Yeah.
Then there's Minds,
Yeah, nobody's there anymore. I mean, it also doesn't help too that like a lot of the migration to these alt tech platforms are led by like big names. So like I don't know. Are you comfortable if I call somebody out on stream?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so like the quartering is one of the biggest offenders of this. Like he'll get a bee in his bonnet about like something will happen on Twitter or something will happen on YouTube or whatever. And so he'll get a bee in his bonnet and he'll be like, well, I'm going to go over to Minds or I'm going to go over to Rumble or I'm going to go over to this other alt tech platform. And he tries to get his audience over there, but he doesn't make as much money on these other platforms as he does on Twitter or YouTube. And so like his little migration only lasts a couple of months and then he's back on YouTube or back on Twitter. And so it's
Yeah.
like, well, what's the point of going over to, if you're going to switch, you have to have the balls to actually make the commitment to switch to this alt tech
Yeah.
platform and give up on YouTube or give up on Twitter. And none of these people have it because none of these people have the balls to do that because it's less money and the money is all they care about.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big
Or it's
reason
what
why
they
a lot
care
of these
about
alt
more.
tech things.
Or it's what they care about more, anyways.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I get it to a degree. Like, you do this, or like people do this kind of stuff to make money. They do it, as their
To make
job.
a living.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah. But if you're going to put yourself out there as this principled individual, then you need to have the balls to stand behind your convictions, and none of these guys do.
Yeah. Fitzjoseph says part of the problem is most of the revenue comes from the videos. Yeah. Or even say the quartering, as you used him or said about him, he has his coffee product, that makes him money. I'm not sure how much money, but if it's making him enough
I actually
money.
don't think it makes him any money at all.
Okay, well,
I think he actually loses money on that. It's just a vanity project for him.
Well, if he was making money, then like let that make you money while you build up an audience elsewhere or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Although like I must admit, like I've done Rumble and all the other platforms, and I still use YouTube. But then again, I'm a small fry, so I'm trying to get my reach everywhere. I don't got millions of bucks coming in through other means, or hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, and that's another big problem with Rumble. I don't know if they ever fixed it or not, but like discoverability there is it doesn't exist. Like I know for a while I was uploading gameplay videos over there on Rumble, and like you'd have to dig through multiple categories just to find your video, and it would often take 24 hours before the video would even show up in that category. And if you just like typed in the search, like I could type in the exact title of my video in the Rumble search and nothing would ever show up. It would take weeks or even a month before it would actually get picked up in the search. And the people who are on the front page, it's a heavily curated list. Like you only get on the front page if you're part of the Cool Kids Club over there. Like I don't get jack for views on YouTube, but I get 10 times the views on YouTube that I ever did on Rumble.
Yeah, same here. Well, it depends on the video. Rumble, I've made a little bit of money on Rumble. Like John, just to test it out, John did a super chat over there for me way back when. And just by my videos being up there, let's see, stats and analytics. I thought earnings all time. I've made $2.31.
Well, it's better than nothing, right?
No, I haven't cashed that in, and like that's from I don't know how many videos. And okay, so uh done. And the problem is how many my content. Like I put up the Canadian Shield song a couple months ago, but other than that, it's been over a year since I put stuff up. And 32 videos on that sort of stuff. Actually, when it was moving stuff over from YouTube, it's been 2 years since it moved it over to YouTube automatically, which because they had a synchronization, but doesn't work now if you're under a certain amount. Whatever, I forget what. So so now I gotta upload everything there myself. Something like this, I'd have to download and then upload there, unless I stream directly there, which I'd like to.
Yeah, and if you're doing, 2 streams a day, multiple hours per stream, I mean that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
To download the video and then re-upload it over to another channel, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, at one time, I was probably one of the bigger channels for comic book stuff over there. Okay. Let's see my channels. My channels. Like my Cross Comics one, I have actually 179 followers there. On
Over on Rumble?
Yeah. Which I think is pretty big for Rumble for a small fighter like me. Alpha says some places will not let you cash in unless you have at least $100. Oh yeah, that's probably true too. But
I can't even remember the last time I've been over to Rumble on with this persona. I can't imagine I have any followers over there. I can't even remember the last time I uploaded a video over there.
yeah. Heck, I just did it because of my campaign for Canadian Shield. Really, you need somebody. If you want to do this, you need somebody doing it for you. The whole social media thing is, it's a pain in the ass trying to upload stuff or tweets or posts or whatever you want to call it to all these different social medias,
Yeah, I mean, like ideally, yeah, if you just wanted to be like an artist or something, you'd hire a manager to manage all the stuff for you so you could just do the work. But you gotta have money to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you gotta go do it all yourself. That's why I probably reduced it, because I used to, let's bring up mine, let's bring up this one, this one, this one, this one. Do the same post on all of them. And then when you get hardly any traction or no traction, you're like, is this worth it?
Yeah, you're like, what's the point, Like I'm posting over here and nobody's, interact or, there's no engagement on this post, so why even bother?
Yeah. Heck, sometimes I feel that way with Twitter. There's real hardly ever any.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I still
I understand
continue.
that. I mean,
Heck, I was just looking at a video through a thing called a channel here on YouTube called Wolf Data, and it was showing I guess the number of followers or number of subscribers or accounts for various bunch of social medias that's out there. And I thought Twitter would be a lot further up than it is. It's not as far as up as you would think for people on it compared to, say, like Facebook. Facebook has probably 3 or 4 times the amount or more. Fitzgerald says, I don't really upload on Twitter anymore. Well, Twitter is more a post than an upload. The odd time, yeah, you can put a video up there, some small videos, but
Twitter is like 75% bots anyway, so
yeah, I can believe that.
yeah, because like I know my posts don't get any engagement. It's like Joshua's the only one who ever likes my Twitter posts. And I mean, I'm not like I understand that it's not like my posts are really that good anyway. So I mean, like I'm not expecting, or I'm not like I'm realistic about it, but
Yeah, I get what you mean. You realize how.
So you don't think my posts are good either, huh, Rick? Thanks, jerk.
They're about as good as mine.
Oh, is that right? Chat, press 1 if my posts are about as good as Rick's. Press 2 if my posts are better.
Post 3 if they're worse.
Remember that time a couple of years ago, Rick, or like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe on stream, when you said that my drawings and stuff were pretty much comparable to yours?
No.
I remember.
Alpha put 1 that our things are comparable to Joshua.
Well, that's because Alpha. Oh. Alpha's saying that because he's got beef with me.
Joshua's going to say yours are better. Now Alpha's thinking. He's like, beef? What beef? Where's the beef?
See, Alpha doesn't really like me that much because I was kind of mean to him when he was on your stream, like when we very first interacted. And so now he's got this impression of me that I'm just a total dick, and he really doesn't want to associate with me at all. And I don't blame him for that because I am kind of a jerk a lot of times.
Joshua says, I only tweet links. Yeah, that's probably true most of the time. That's probably 99% of what I post. I'm on Twitter to promote myself. That's the only reason I got on it. Because I remember I think it was around the time it first came out or shortly thereafter, I was hearing a lot of, hype over it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go check out this new site. And then, I'm like, oh, it's just about people are tweeting what their daily routines are on here, or, favorite quote or something like that. It's like, this is pathetic. I don't need to follow somebody know their daily routine of when they ate breakfast and what they ate for breakfast and other things they did. It's like, okay, I'm out of here. And then when I got into the YouTube streaming, it's like everybody was using DM groups on Twitter to get people on their chat or on their panel. So it's like, okay, I guess I gotta get back on Twitter. So for the most part, I've only ever decided to use it as a tool to market myself.
You should get an AI generated female VTuber avatar of yourself, and then use the AI voice changer, Rick. Just turn yourself into like a Instagram thought, and then you'll get millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube and Twitter.
Alpha put some sort of cow emoji in the chat, and then also says the only reason I got on Twitter was because people were hiring but not taking emails. Back in the day, you would email people about jobs, but they would want you to send a DM. Joshua should say you should start tweeting what you had for breakfast. That would be nothing. I don't eat breakfast usually. Dang, I hate it when people do that. But back in my day, you went to a place and handed in your resume or filled out a job application. And then they never
Rick
called
just
you.
pulled the back in my day card. Back in my day, we used to.
Well, I only said it because of Alpha saying it and him saying back in the day you would email people about jobs. So I figured I had to go one better and, say about actually going to the places. He says, I miss that.
Nowadays, it's even worth applying for a job. I mean, they just, run your AI through, or run your resume through some AI hiring manager, and it just automatically gets rejected.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten a few calls, gotten a few interviews. Now I ended up getting a job, but it was more because it was through somebody I knew, a friend of a friend, and it's working out, so that's good. Joshua says you should tweet what you would have had for breakfast if you did eat breakfast. Oh, then Alpha says it's sad seeing people at customer service asking for work only to be told to go to the website. You can tell them you have no internet. Yeah, and they'd say, oh well, go to the library or something. They don't care. And Joshua says, and how you would feel if you did have prefer breakfast. Alpha says Turtle Joe's best turtle soup in Canada. I think you mean Turtle Jack. And I don't even think they have turtle soup. I don't think they have turtle anything. Although I never got a good look at the menu when I was working there for 3 weeks. Because I made salads, and more salads. Oh, and some desserts. But it's almost 1 o'clock. And I've gone like an hour longer than I was planning on. And I haven't done any work in the last hour. And
I just got one question, Rick. So how would you have felt if you had breakfast yesterday?
If I had breakfast earlier today or yesterday, I don't know how I would have felt. Hopefully full. and not hungry.
What do you think, Joshua? Did he pass?
Alpha says, then they don't have the best turtle soup then. Nope, I guess not.
I think Joshua died. Rest in peace, brother.
Joshua says, I
Oh,
guess.
I guess.
Well, thanks for coming on, Flit. Thanks, Tim, if he's still listening or whatever, for coming on. And everybody else out there coming in the chat, participating. It's been great having everybody here. Make sure you like, share, comment. Make some sort of comment in the comment section. You know, I hear that it helps the algorithm. So if you guys can do that to get this out to more people and all that, help me build my audience, you know, so you can get more people making fun of me and trolling me. Yeah, I guess that's about it. If you haven't checked out Canadian Shield 3 yet on Kickstarter, go check it out. We'll catch you all probably tomorrow. And Alpha says, dang, spicy show. Is this show staying up? Yeah, probably, yeah. Did you want me to do something to those accidental showing of our DMs? Flit?
Oh, no, Rick, that was a joke.
Yeah, I'm just making sure, you know, like, I didn't think you were completely serious.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Because it was not
I just
like
thought
there
I
was-
just thought it was funny. Yeah, I just thought it was funny and saw an opportunity to make a joke. So
Yeah, because it's not like it was anything super private in it.
right, yeah, yeah.
Alpha says this After Dark stuff is pretty wild. Yeah, well, you should go back and check out my 200 or 300 shows of After Dark. I did it for over a year. After Dark on the channel. From probably about 2022, 2020 to 2023. Joshua said we didn't see Flit's nudes. And we're glad we didn't. And Fitzjoseph says, bye-bye, everybody. So, yeah, we might be on sometime today, tomorrow, depending where you are. It's been great having everybody here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. God bless.